Minister, many of the laws and regulations that are passed by your cabinet have unintended consequences. I don't think anyone can see into the future and see all of the outcomes of the laws that they pass, but I'd like to focus on the moratorium that was placed on the evictions during COVID-19 state of disaster. It was well-intentioned to prevent people from being unfairly evicted, but it also gave opportunity to land invaders to manipulate the regulations and move with impunity. Now, 2 years later, we have thousands of shacks and even brick and mortar structures that have been built. And there's a demand on municipalities to provide services to these locations that have been built. The Jackson's Drift settlement in Eikenhof is one such settlement. So never mind an early warning system. It seems that you haven't even got a late warning system. Minister, what is the plan to help municipalities to deal with these unplanned and unserviced and resultantly unhygienic settlements that have been brought about by bad regulations? How does Cabinet intend rolling back these illegal land invasions, which were protected by yourselves? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I guess from your own words, you are acknowledging the fact that the circumstances of COVID dictated unorthodox means or unorthodox measures of dealing with that situation. Amongst others, trying to put a halt to evictions so as to be able to manage the biggest stress of the time, which is transmission. Indeed, there could have been unorthodox measures leading to unintended consequences, something you are correct we have to deal with. But I'm sure you will remember even before COVID, our country has been faced with the challenge of illegal, what we call invasion, which have got serious implications for service delivery. Our view is that the long-term sustainable solution there is to implement the law. But whilst you implement the law, you have to implement it in line with its prescripts. For instance, if people, as you know, the history of our country is confronted with dispossession, displacement, and then post-94, people up in arms demanding that which is actually due to them. You've got that just justified anger and desperation, at the same time having committed ourselves that our transformation is going to be a legal one. The combination of those two is not an easy job, but however, we are committed to ensure that law is implemented. But at the same time, you will not ignore people who find themselves in an open space, who need water, who need sanitation and so on. So in other words, it's livelihood and lives at the same time. So we are trying to balance that, but a sustainable way is to make sure that we implement our laws. If I may use one example, Chair, as we were looking at the floods in KZN, went to the Bayhead Bridge, where they were able to show us in the hinterlands of the railway infrastructure how informal settlements invade the railway lines and remove the vegetation, which creates erosion. By so doing, undermine the functionality of the railway system, which is key in delivering a lot of key strategic goods to the coast where they are supposed to be sold somewhere so that our economy can improve. In other words, there's a multiplicity of issues that we try to do. It's quite a long way, but something has to be done about it. I'm in agreement.